antibiotic. And if we look at the statistics, perhaps in the coming 4 decades, we might run out of basic antibiotics. We might just have a pandemic or an epidemic of small common cold.
Yeah, so I mean, the main issue with antibiotics, or building new ones, is that companies just aren't. It's not. Most big pharma companies don't have antibiotics projects because the financial incentives really aren't there. And I mean, the way that antibiotics were developed before were these small molecules, and that worked really well. But yeah, you're right. That's not happening anymore. So how can biotechnology help develop new antibiotics? I mean, there are a lot of different ways that people are pioneering in literature. So basically in research, and I don't know how far away we are from those becoming real therapies or real antibiotics, because I'm not an expert. But one part of it is basically designing and building new viruses that could infect specific kinds of bacteria and inject some self-destruct gene sequences in there. And that's a pretty modular way to build antibiotics, which would be cheaper and quicker to develop. But I mean, those things are still pretty far away, to be totally honest. I mean, none of these things are FDA approved. I don't even know of any projects that are going through that FDA approval process now. So it is a big problem, but the financial incentives aren't aligned on it.
Do you envisage smart drugs which will target the specific tissue, such as we do hear news about cancer drugs which will target the specific mutation gene? So the use of such biotechnology in combination with drugs that enter the human system and target such specific tissues that have got affected. For instance, like antibiotics will affect the entire human system. So there are several side effects along with the effects. So is there something that you envisage modern medicine will be able to deliver to human society?
Yeah, I'm a big fan and big believer of gene therapy, which is basically taking viruses and deciding what genes they're going to inject into cells. And what's great about viruses is that they're very specific. You can target one specific cell type or even like one specific bacteria, and you can really have great targeted systems. And that technology is just now starting to come to market after like a pretty big tragedy, I don't know, over a decade ago. So yeah, I am pretty optimistic about it.
Okay, cameraman, just focus on Eric. Eric, if you don't mind, can you show the whole world your unique watch? Cameraman, yeah, focus. This is the first world's Braille watch. You all are having a privilege to watch it. Give a big hand of applause to. It's a unique opportunity created by Eric for all of us to see this world watch. The world's first Braille watch he's carrying with him. Now, Eric, straight question to you. Any plans for India? Expansion plans for India? Are you going to launch this in India? Or it's already launched?
You mean the launching schedule?
Launch a watch in India?
Yeah, we are already working with Hindi, and we finished the English version. For sure, there are 40 million blind people all over the world, but 15 million of them are in India. So we thought that we got to come really fast here. So maybe next year, really soon, we're going to come to India, and we're going to work with a lot of NGOs to install our module in those schools so that blind children can study whatever they want. So, yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Very good. Now, next question to both of you commonly. I'm sure you're aware the Simulcast has been coordinated by Rotary Club of Mumbai Nariman Point and Rotractors. So all this, both the community belong to common people like us, but we are part of community. Do you have any message to the children to pursue vocation in what you both are expert? You are a doctorate, you're also expert in this Braille. So do you have any message for the youth? Because you're planning to come to India. So don't you think so that you should invite and motivate the youth?
So I mean, I don't have a doctorate, but but yes, definitely. I just do whatever it is that you want to do. and do it really well. And it doesn't matter if people are telling you that you shouldn't be doing that, and it doesn't matter if it's not what all your friends are doing. If it's what you want to do, you should just go for it.
Yes. As an entrepreneur, I really like Steve Jobs. And I remember the quotes from Steve Jobs that what separates from the successful entrepreneur and the non-successful one is the pure perseverance. So I really like the quotes because the only difference between successful one and the who fails is the pure perseverance. If you believe something, if you pursue something so much, so even if you die tomorrow, are you going to do this? I think I'm going to do this even if I die tomorrow. So I hope every youth in India could follow those visions and find one, try to find that, and then pursue, as with the pure perseverance, I think, our world going to be a better place.
Thank you, both the speakers. And now, being a part of the youth, we want to take selfie with all of you. You stand here, our president will take selfie with the crowd. Yogesh, come on. Boys. Yeah, please come this side. We have 15 minutes to go live again, so you can take a break in the meantime or take a rest. How much time? Friends, take your seats. Yeah, again continue our simulcast. We are 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from our live. We are amongst us Kshitij Marwa, innovator, Terasect Imaging. He's one of the young innovator and of course a founder of this company. And they're into developing the technology of 3D photography, and recently they've done 360-degree camera. So we are going to have a selfie with that today. Okay, now I request him to start his delivering thought concepts and give us some more idea about what innovation you have come up with. All yours.
Thank you for having me. Is it working? Can you hear me? Like without the mic? With mic? Okay. So I think as sir was saying, I think if you saw the talk, we are making 360 VR cameras out of India. Hello.
Yeah. A little louder, please. Louder.
Do you guys know about virtual reality? Do you guys know about Oculus? Yes? Okay. No? So, you watch movies, right? And we're in Mumbai, so of course. So the idea is that in the future, if you look at the progression of storytelling, right? We had spoken word, then we had written word, then we had the press, then we had books, radio, television, internet, YouTube, and Facebook, and everything else. So the whole idea is what's next after that. And what we believe very strongly at MIT and at Tesseract is that in the future, you're not going to be only an audience to a movie, you're going to be inside it. So which means that you'll be able to be a character in the movie and be able to control your perspective, your story as you want. Has anybody read Goosebumps? Right? Have you read the book called Give Yourself Goosebumps? Where you could choose the ending. If you want this to happen, go to page 79. And so imagine that, but in a very visual format. So that's what VR is. And VR, of course, is a display mechanism where you can see things, right? So what we are creating is a camera to capture that. And when we actually started, we didn't know whether can we do it in India or not. So we discovered, we had a whole journey. We spent 6 months actually in Mumbai only, near the T2 airport. There's a airport hospital where we had things. And ultimately, I think over time, we were able to show that it's possible to create such type of content and such type of technology out of India. So we have broadly 2 products. One is the other one? So one is this that we just launched about a couple of months back. So this is a virtual reality and 3D image and walkthrough camera. So this can scan any space, hotel, like imagine Google Street View, and this is a camera which can be used to capture that. So we already sold a bunch in India and in the US. And the next technology was this. It's a very early version. We have not yet launched it. So this has a couple of cameras which can scan the whole space in 360. And this Sabur over there was actually trying to. So what he's doing is he's trying to show the live feed right now, and you can just swipe all around. So you can see me, you can see the stage, you can see the panel. So if everybody loves selfies, it's like a 360 like sort of selfie. You never like miss anything. Yeah. So that's what we are doing, and we're trying to build it out of India. It's a hardware company, if you put it that way. So it's not an e-commerce or a cab or a service. So let's see how it goes. But yeah. Any questions? India West to kuch nahi puchta. How do you? Sorry, I didn't get you. Crime. Okay. So one good application is security and surveillance. Because now, generally, if you want to map this room out, you need like multiple cameras, right? Only one camera can try to do the same job. So it cuts on costs, cuts on a lot of other extra efforts. So that's one use case for this. Security is and home surveillance is one major use case for this is like I remember when I was in US, my mom used to call me and she was like, "How are you? Khana khaya?" It's a normal चीजें होती हैं India में. And the next thing she would ask me that, "मेरा room साफ है कि नहीं?" तो अभी पहले क्या होता था कि there is like normal Skype, now you can hide, right? With this you can't. The mom will just swipe around and see. I was like doing this with my mom just before the whole event, and she would just swipe around and see my room. So I'm like, this is a big problem. So yeah, so that's one application. We also tried. So we are seeing, if you know about self-driving cars, right? Self-driving cars. Now US is easy, right? Make a car in Mumbai, it'll drive itself. I think that's the final test. Can a car drive itself in Bombay? I keep telling the Google X guys this. कि US में तो हो जाएगा, California में, मुंबई में like अकेले करो. So this something we are trying with this camera also, because this gives a whole feed. So the car can actually control itself based on what's the whole surroundings. So अगर India में चल गया तो it'll be like Delhi has a like rule now, right? There's a big article in Times of India where they're only allowing like odd even vehicles, right? I mean, like maybe this thing might help. Yeah.
Hello. I would say your colleague took a selfie or projected 2 screens from here. Hello. Your colleague, I would say, just projecting the room from here via camera on the screen.
Yeah.
But the device was in your hand, so how was it connected?
Wi-Fi.
Pardon me?
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
The camera is Wi-Fi powered.
So
it has an inbuilt Wi-Fi.
Say over a Wi-Fi through cell he was projecting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question.
It can be. I think over time, as any tech comes in, it'll get smaller, cheaper, and ultimately on the phone device. But to like develop it from the scratch was a bit difficult. So we thought we'll first do a separate device, and then about next 5 years you can have this as a part of your mobile phone. That's the aim. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I know, yeah, most things. Actually, ये हुआ है मोबाइल की वजह से ना, मतलब पहले there used to be a lot of fun in getting new gadgets. Everything is on the mobile phone. So you just buy a phone and जो भी app आ रही है.
Excuse me. I have a question. Can this particular thing can be used for 3D modeling or something like that?
So in this camera, not for that camera. We have an onboard 3D sensor.
Okay.
And this can map out the whole room in dimensions. So this can be used for 3D modeling also.
Thank you.
Cost थोड़ी ज़्यादा है अभी. मतलब this is about 1 lakh rupees, and that we have not yet launched. That we want to be sub 30K. Yeah. So we're thinking how do we do it things at scale so that the cost can be reduced. It can zoom in. It can zoom
Well,
in.
last question because live stream is already started. Last question.
So this is a this does a 360 image up to 15 megapixels. 1.5. PPI will depend upon the screen pixel pitch वगैरह ना. Yes. So it will work on that. It will work on that. Yes.
Okay, last question from our side for you, because live is already started there.
Okay.
So just question that what is your message to the youth? They should come to Delhi and work with you, or they are coming to Mumbai?
आ जाओ. Like always open. I would say one thing I kept telling is be very obsessed with your idea. Don't be in love with it. Be obsessed with it. So that's the only way you'll be able to create products, companies which can actually go beyond. And I think if you can do that, that's great. और अगर हो सके तो e-commerce company ज्वाइन मत करो, hyper local मत करो, like housing मत करो, हमारे पास आ दो. हम थोड़ा अलग काम कर रहे हैं.
Thanks for giving us a new technology and taking our own selfie. We want to take one selfie with you now.